I want to take this opportunity to show you around our student dashboard. You'll have your own login that you'll set up as soon as you enroll, so you get access straight away. So all you need to do is sign in. And the first thing that you'll see is your dashboard. So this is where all of the online courses from Monaco Online that you are enrolled in will show up. Now, there are quite a few that you can purchase. So the Tech Booster series is a series of online courses that cover everything you need to know about practical topics. And then there is also the Salon Builder series, which is more about running a business and building a clientele. There are 3 things that you will get for free though. So the online workbook is one of them. On my second page, I've got the product knowledge module, and you'll also get your guide to the foundation certificate. Now this is what the inside of one of those courses looks like. This is the Foundation Certificate Guidebook, and it's what will take you through everything you need to do to complete your qualification. So it starts out with a little welcome, and you can't see it on your screen, but there is a next button down at the bottom right. So if I click that next button, it'll take me through to show me how much of the chapter I've done, and I can click on the next one. Now this first section of the Foundation Certificate Guidebook is really just a series of quick things that you need to do to get started for your course, but it does also include downloads. So you've got a course plan I'm just clicking on for Module 1, and you can download this. There's a button down the bottom that says download PDF, or you can view the entire course plan inside the guidebook. Further through, you've got things like our pre-training survey that we ask you to do before you start, bits and pieces like that, and how to get into the product knowledge module as well if you don't already have it. As well as that, you've got more details about your qualification, exactly what's required to complete it, how to get extra help, a guide to completing your assessments. So all of the marking criteria is here for you from the day that you enroll. There's no secrets. You can even start doing your theory assessment. There's a link right here. So you can do your theory assessment the day you enroll before you even do any classes if you want to see what it's like. And there's also a link to join in and start doing your portfolio as soon as you're ready for that as well. Lastly, within the guidebook, there is a list of recommended products to purchase after each module. We just do recommend that you wait until after the module to do this, because you might not want everything listed. This is just a general guide. So that's the guidebook, and I would suggest that you go back to that as often as possible during your study period so that you know exactly what you're doing. But you also get access to 2 additional things on your dashboard. You've got the product knowledge module, which, if I show you that one, is a video-based module that teaches you all about the products that you'll be using during your class. So instead of seeing text, you'll most often see video. And this takes you through all of your prep products. It'll show you what they look like, how you use them, the pros and cons, who you should use them on, absolutely everything. So this is here for you. The information is in your assessment, in your theory assessment, so it's really important that you do take yourself through this module, even though it's self-guided. What's more exciting than the guidebook and the product knowledge module is the online workbook. So the online workbook is available to anyone at all to access. We sell it to non-Monaco students as well, because it is a really good resource. But if you are a student of Monaco, then you get this for free. When you're inside the online workbook, you can see it's laid out the same as the other 2, the guidebook and the product knowledge module. You've got an admin section, a little bit about your qualification, again, just to reinforce it. Some information about products, again, to reinforce that information. And then we go into sections like client consultation, safety, anatomy, disorders, and down the bottom, all the services that you learn. You'll go through this in class, and it's updated constantly. So the best thing about having access to this is it's different to when we used to do a hardcover workbook, which you can still purchase additionally, but having access to the online workbook means that you have access to all the updates, because we add to and update this document or this module constantly. During class, you'll have references. For example, your educator will tell you to go to 5.3, and that would be here where you've got 5.3 sample client card. The workbook, again, it's not just a book. You've got a downloadable PDF right here, which is showing you a sample of what you should get a client to fill out for you. And because it's downloadable, you can print this out and use it straight away with your clients at home. Most of the workbook, being a workbook, is text-based, so you'll have a lot of written stuff here to read. It's really easy to flick through each page though, and as you mark it, when you click next, which is that button that you can't see, you get a little tick and it'll show you how much of it you've done and how much you've got left to go. So there's other things in here. For example, at the end of client consultations, there is a little quiz. So you load up the quiz and choose the answer that you think best fits the question. It'll tell you straight away with a green if it's correct, and then there's a check button down at the bottom right. So it'll tell you it's correct. You click on to the next question and check. Oh, that one's wrong. Click on to the next question. Check. That one's wrong. This is really good because it's based on the information that you most recently went through in class, or the information immediately prior in the book itself if you're studying. But all of these questions relate to questions in the theory assessment, so you're getting a chance to practice it way before you go into the theory assessment potentially. Some of the sections do include videos. So for example, 7.3 has a nail anatomy presentation, which is a recording of the slideshow that we present in class. So in class it takes a little bit longer because you've got people asking questions, and so this video is quite a lot shorter than what we teach in class, but you've got it there to go over anytime you want, even after class is finished. There's a little bit of reading, but there are still activities. So for example here, the characteristics of what you've just been learning about, you write your answer and then click next, and it'll give you a second question and you put in your answer and click next, and so on. You can see at the top that you're working throughout this actual activity, and then you can check your answers with your educator or in our student Facebook group. You've got a section on pedicures. It's still within the realm of safety, but it's just a little bit more information on what changes when you're doing pedicures. You've got a section on biological hazards, which again includes downloadable PDFs. It includes quizzes for you to self-check yourself before doing your theory. You've got chemical hazards, which are different, and the same again. It's really interactive. You've got sections on UV light and UV safety, including we're able to embed other websites in here. So for example, there's a really good article by Doug Schoen called The Complexity of UV Curing, and we've embedded it in here rather than sending you a link to his site. The actual site is embedded in the workbook. Okay, so you've got some stuff on chemistry. This one's quite long. Chemistry is one of our favorites. So you've got some stuff on chemistry. Then you go into your service stuff. So every time that you do a service, you get information on an introduction to that service, which has the pros and cons of that service, the prices, who it's best suited for. Then you've got all of the steps for that service listed out, and sometimes you'll get a video. And then you've got a self-evaluation section as well, where when you have done that service, you can check yourself to see how well you did. So you've got sections for traditional services, treatments, gel polish, pedicures. This is more the actual steps than the safety that we looked at before. An introduction to enhancements, liquid and powder or acrylic nails, hard gel, It's also got a section on e-filing, which is not included in the modules. It's more of an advanced thing, but you can choose to do e-file training later. And then there's a nail art section, which is full of steps for doing the nail art that we learn in class, and some of them are videos. But basically, that's everything that is included in your book. There is a discussion board that you can use, although most people do just use the student Facebook group. But that's the sort of content that we are providing you with your training so that you can get the most out of your qualification.